Moving to oneness. Nourishing curiosity. Embracing differences. Becoming one.
Bringing out your vision into the world has many different facets or possibilities. And today I would love to share a whole new direction with you. So stay tuned, stay curious of what it is, how you can bring yourself, your movement, your ideas further out into the world. Hello everyone, I'm Meilin, your host of the Moving to Oneness podcast, and today I have a fun guest, a person who loves adventure and loves to be outdoors, and the best part, he loves everyone to envision them fully, from deep within out far into the world. So let's welcome Tom Rauen, sitting in Iowa today. Hello, Tom.
Hello, thank you.
Yeah, it's great to have you. And everyone can see if you're watching or if you're listening, I'll tell you, right behind Tom is a big logo or brand, whatever you want to call it. It's his new company name, 1-800-TShirts.com. So you're thinking, what does have T-shirts to do with moving to oneness? Many things, right? Clothing is, for example, our medicine. You have to feel comfortable in what you wear, in the material you wear. It has to fit the occasion. If you're doing sports, if you want to look a little bit more fashionable, or if you need to keep yourself warm. So there are many different ways. But let's start, Tom, with you, because before you had this new name, you had the name Envision. And I love to speak a little bit about this, how you have envisioned living your life and then in a way finding the path in supporting people to envision theirs and bringing out their mission, or again, vision out into the world.
Yes, so, there's a lot of different ways you can go. And I was always looking for how I can get my message out in the world, and also kind of where it was going to fall. And T-shirts was never, the intention, I don't think, but just a medium of getting there. And I've always been a huge fan of experiences and sharing those experiences with friends and family and community and everything else. And I believe those experiences are what help shape us as we kind of go through life and, maybe steer us in one direction or another.
Yeah.
And I always say that every T-shirt tells a story.
I love that.
And with our T-shirts, we help tell stories. And that is the story of an event that you were part of, a team that you were on, a company or brand that you represent. Maybe it's a saying or something you're passionate about. Whatever it is, every T-shirt has a different story, and it's a form of expression. So some people, if they're introverted, they're not very, outgoing and in a crowd and stuff like that. But if you walk by that person at the supermarket or at a festival or somewhere else in the community, and they've got a T-shirt on, and what that T-shirt says is, it's got, whether it's a logo or maybe it's a saying about cats or about plants or about baseball or whatever it is that resonates with that person, that's their form of expression by wearing that shirt with that message on it. So they're able to have that communication without even saying anything, just by wearing that as a form of expression. We also see this, with people that are wearing whether it's darker shirts or more muted colors versus these super bright colors or a tie-dyed shirt, it really just like gives that expression and that different meaning to it, and helps communicate kind of about the person a little bit without even saying anything.
That is so beautiful. And you're so right. While you were speaking, the idea of, I am a landscape architect, so we've drawn a lot. And a drawing can speak much faster than 10,000 words, right? You can bring over a message very quickly, and for people to understand. And you're right. You can read already a character, what people want to wear, because it's a statement. Sometimes it's fashion, like now all these bright colors are coming back. But for others, they want to make a statement by, let's say, wearing only organic, and you can see it using natural colors, right? Or having a voice. You're right, it is a voice we have
Mhm.
if we use images on our body, similar to a tattoo, right? But that you can't change
Yeah.
so quickly. But I really like that, that it tells a story. And I think everyone is then courageous enough to do that. And I can watch. I remember my son. He was very picky of what he wants to wear on his t-shirts, when it should say something and when not.
Yeah. And the other thing is it creates a memory. And
Mm.
so sometimes it's not just for yourself, but sometimes it's reminding you of an experience that you had, and creates that memory for yourself. And the best example of this would be when you go to a concert. So, a t-shirt is a t-shirt, but when it brings back a memory and a positive experience and something like that, then it's far more valuable than just a piece of cotton, which is why when you go to a concert and they're charging $40 or $50 for a t-shirt, people are willing to pay that because they're not paying $40 because it's a t-shirt. Like a t-shirt isn't worth $40. What they're paying for is that memory and that experience that they had. So that the next time they wear that shirt, and when they wear that shirt a year later or 2 years later, it takes them back to that time of that experience at that concert, listening to that music, the people they were with, and everything about it. So that's part of the story too. Is it's an experience, and it's a memory, and it kind of brings it all together with an example of that.
Yeah, it creates also a community. If you think about a concert, or right, everyone can see that you like heavy metal, or you like a more hip hop, or whatever your band is, or your singer. And I had to think about soccer, for example, right? I'm sorry, I have to take my son again, but when he was 4, he wore like one Brazilian t-shirt every single day. I washed it at night sometimes really quickly, so he could be happy. And it had so many colors on it already, but it was so important to be part of that soccer vibe, and put out the support to the Brazilian team. And already a young child like that can feel that there is a belonging that goes with it. And I think many of us, we do look for community, and that's where that helps as well, or it creates it automatically.
Yes. Another great one is people always ask what my favorite t-shirt is. And it is when it tells a really neat story. An example would be Jack. So Jack is an 11-year-old who is diagnosed with cancer.
Hmm.
And immediately, people are looking for like, oh, how can I show support? How can I support Jack? And, um, in encouragement and everything else that he's going through, and even his family and stuff like that. And so sometimes people will do a fundraiser of some sorts, whether it's, getting together an event or maybe selling t-shirts for a fundraiser. and we're able to raise some money for Jack to help with medical expenses and some other stuff that their family's enduring. But raising the money for Jack isn't where the power is. The real power in this is once we do these types of campaigns, and all of a sudden, all of his friends and family, and then others in the community pick up, and they're wearing a T-shirt that says "Live like Jack," or we've got this, we'll keep fighting against cancer type of thing. Then all of a sudden, like, that community becomes his support, and he sees that in the visual of all of your friends and family and community wearing a T-shirt that is supporting you and what you're going through. Then it becomes more than just a T-shirt for Jack. It becomes his superhero cape.
Yeah.
And he loves wearing it, and it reminds him when he wears it and when he sees others with it on that they're supporting him without even saying anything. And doing those types of things are my favorite T-shirt. Not only the amount of money that we're able to raise for these types of, whether it's a charity thing or someone personally going through some sort of illness, seeing people's family, friends, and community rally around them and show that support and then continue to do that is just super impactful. And then seeing the person get the impact on an emotional level from it is just unbelievable. And that fulfills me a lot.
Yeah, this is amazing that you're doing that. And I also know about you, you really feel people, you sense them, and they don't have to be able to express it, and you can lead them in the right direction of what to do. That's what I like about. You go out a lot in nature to connect and to get your inspiration and to figure out what the next move is, right?
Yeah, so I'm a huge fan of nature and trail running. We're very blessed to have some beautiful wooded areas, conservation trails, and stuff in my local area. So I typically go on a run every day between 8 and 12 miles. On the weekends, it might be 20 or 30 miles, and just get out on the trails, be part of nature, watching the sun come up every morning and kind of the world come alive through the different sounds of nature and everything that come with it just energizes me. And then it also, on the business side of things, helps me clear my head, helps me gather my thoughts for the day, and really come into focus on my intention for the day, what needs to be done, what direction everything's heading in. And on days that I don't do that, I just seem like I'm a little foggy, a little off, and I don't have a clear direction. So the more I get out, the more I connect. It also is just like a super stress reliever and helps me unwind from everything, the previous day as well.
Mhm. Yeah, because that is understandable. You put out so much energy, even if you create, and you don't just do T-shirts, everyone he does has an array of merchandise and beautiful glasses, and he goes more and more, Tom goes more and more into also organic material or woods and cork. You can find whatever you need, right? And you educate people on different solutions. So these messages carry energy. So that goes out into the world. And if you already care so much, your energy is more or less in each piece that goes out into the world. And in a way, I'm very thankful to you that you put so much heart in it, because each particle or piece of merchandise, with all these different made out of many particles, right, goes out into the world. And in a way, I always sense it brings a little touch and love of you to everyone.
Yeah, I like that. It's a ripple effect. And I always think, like, every ripple creates another ripple, and it just keeps getting out there. And the more positive energy you can put out there, and like I said, it starts in the morning. getting that ritual, getting outside, getting in touch with nature, and getting that kind of recharge, and it helps lead the rest of the day through. Um, and I also feel that around me, with the people that I surround myself with, and when I'm running with others, I can feel that as well.
Yeah. When did you notice that you feel so much? How can you give a tip to others to bring it together? So really, there are two questions. First, when did you notice as a child already that you're so connected to picking up the energies of outdoors, of nature, right? Where nature helps you to raise your vibration. And then also that you were putting that energy into your work and that vibration.
Yeah, my grandparents lived on a farm, and we grew up just right down the road from them. So we were always outside, whether it was playing sports, playing in the yard, or outside at the farm and things like that. And so I think at a very young age, just being outdoors and being part of everything. And then as I got, into adulthood, it was more and more, and then, finding the trails, finding the woods, and just every part of that. And I really enjoy sunrises and sunsets like that. Just it's beautiful from every, perspective. And whether you're on the coast or in the Midwest or anywhere in the world, that's the other neat thing. Like wherever you're traveling, you see the sunrise and the sunset, and it's just always a really neat perspective. And I think there's just so much energy from that as well, and being able to witness that. So I've always been a big fan of waking up early, watching that sunrise, and then watching it set at the end of the day. There's a lot of energy in that. And then I see it in my kids right now as well, where they love to be outside, and just radiate from that energy. And now they take some of the energy out of me because they're so active, but absolutely love being outside with them and going on hikes with them as well.
Yeah, the children, they're so in tune, right? They don't have these boundaries yet on them. So they sense everything. They're always moving with the energy lines out of nature. And I love that. When I was, I can understand, I had a rebel, he was always running. I was after him. He was in the forest, in the woods, kindergarten already, right? They are outdoors all day. And I picked him up too, and then I still had to be with him outdoors the whole time till more or less the sunset. That's how he was, and it's very inspiring to feel that, and the oomph you get from that, the liveliness and the vitality. Um, the sparks just fly over what they pick up in nature, and that they give us to us parents. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah,
And
and I,
what?
I think there's also a connection with just the earth and being barefoot.
Mhm.
But my kids never want to wear shoes. they they love their feet in the grass and in the dirt and everything else, and they never want to keep their shoes on. And I feel like there's a great energy there as well.
Yeah, that's very important. I was like this. I'm still like this. I'm now even barefoot whenever I can. Cold or hot, even in the winter, I go outside and walk once in the morning through the snow, if snow is out there or if it's wet. My cat, yawning a lot. He woke up, always has to say something. And but it is important that we feel the magnetism of the earth. And too often nowadays, our footwear has changed, right? Once we walked a lot of barefoot, all of us, or had leather shoes with leather soles on, and more plastic has been. Um, yeah, let's put it this way. It's very hard to find shoes with leather soles. So through leather soles, the energy can fly, but through plastic, it can't go. And the same, we cut ourselves off. Now we have these wood floors, many of us, it's a fad. Then you don't feel the magnetism, and also asphalt. it is also there where you can't really feel. So everyone, a little tip, wash your hands often. Maybe that's with COVID, that fits perfectly now, because that pulls out stagnant energy, connects you. You get a lot of ideas in the shower, right? And go outside and touch nature a lot, because it is more difficult to pull in that energy if you don't walk barefoot. So Tom, thanks for reminding everyone that it's important to feel what is below us. And I think that also creates a respect, right, for everything that exists. If it's a rock, if it's a leaf, if it's earth, or even the creatures that live in earth.
Yeah, I think so. My kids are 3 and 5, and you need that perspective sometimes because society hasn't taught them any rules yet or any influence yet, right? So they do what feels natural.
Mhm.
And so naturally they want to be outside. Naturally, they want to be barefoot. Naturally, they want to go on hikes, through the woods and stuff like that. So I think, looking at children and seeing what they naturally want to do kind of helps remind you to bring you back to some things like that.
Yeah, it reminds us to do it, right? To stop, maybe turn off the computer and connect and do these things and go outside, because that's our then we are in our natural state. Then we're more creative, we're calmer, we're more peaceful inside, right? And we shine out the love to everyone. And anything that we do, even it's a creative art, if it's what you do, right, we're more precise. There is more focus in then the work. And also in your printing work, I love, you take time to make it look perfect. It's, you decide on making things, you prefer maybe moving things a few times, but so at the end it is a beautiful ending that touches the hearts, even if it's a brand, because everyone puts so much love and emphasis in a brand, in a logo, in a saying, in to make people aware of a different thought of, the list goes on and on, right? What already comes from others that wants to be put out into the world. And in a way, then we're able to respect that and take it in with love, what our clients bring to the table. And then we put our medicine to it, right? We put our wisdom or what you do really well and make it even better. That is so important.
Yeah, I like that perspective. Yeah, it's just like when we say Envision on as our name, the customer has their vision of what they want, and we take that and we take our creativity, and it's a collaborative effort of envisioning the right product, the right design elements, the right colors, and the right message to ultimately come up with the end product that's going to achieve the message that they want to get for whether it's an organization or a business or just them personally. So, it's that energy of everybody working together to come up with that end product.
Yeah, then it's a celebration of beautiful minds that came together, or beautiful beings that came together to create change, right? To create transformation or celebration, whatever is needed, or recognition, or a community. Yeah?
Yes.
So yeah, so share maybe what are your favorite articles, or what would you say um, people love the most as well, and what do you think is the future? What do you think what is going to come, so people can think a little ahead as they create now something beautiful for them to bring their vision and their mission out into the world, or they're building a
Yeah.
community?
I think, at the forefront, people are being a lot more ego conscious of the materials and, Are we using organic cotton? Are we using recycled materials? Right now, they're making cottons and different things out of recycled plastic bottles, and just however they can reuse it and reduce some of the waste in it. So the textile industry traditionally has had a lot of waste, and some of that comes from different parts of the world and things like that. So I think ultimately people are looking at how can we reduce this, how can we make it an environmentally friendly and sustainable industry so we can still get the messages out, do what we want to do with this form of expression, but yet at the same time be environmentally conscious of everything else around us in the world. So we're seeing more and more of that from the manufacturers, and also more from the consumers as well, and the people that we work with. So it's great to see that evolve and go in the right direction.
Yeah, so there is again, everyone, the power of the consumer, because the merchants may come with ideas, they want to bring something and bring even awareness of different ways to present. Right, like you're right, there's now, you can get bamboo t-shirts, you can get hemp t-shirts. So there's a whole list of different materials we can use, recycled materials. A mix is being created, and as I said, not so much plastic, but then you come out with much more glass, and I always like that. And other ways, I remember I looked for a USB stick, and I looked for one out of wood, and there were not many. Oh, it was a long time ago. And then I wrote someone, and they said, "Oh, what's a good idea?" They started creating one. So it's also important that as a consumer, we voice our ideas and provide new ideas, or go into conversation with manufacturers or the designers or the in-between people, right? That we can find better solutions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's all based, the more that we're showing the demand for it, and that the popularity of it, the producers are going to adjust to what consumers want.
Yeah, that's good, because if we bring it back to the title, moving to oneness, so we have to sometimes move together, or maybe you have to do and go out and branch out and think way ahead what comes, and then bring it in to what has to be done right now. And I think if we're courageous enough to do that, to think further, and to bring the future into the present, things will transform rather fast. There will come a lot, more quicker. The transformation will
Yes.
come. So, any last words you would like to share? A wisdom that comes maybe from your runs or from your production of merchandise, where people bring out the vision into the world. What do you have for the world out there?
Yeah. So, I think we're shaped by our experiences and the people that we share those experiences with throughout time. And, creating those experiences, and then being able to tell that story through a t-shirt, or photos, or whatever the medium may be, is super meaningful. And then to be able to look back on those and relish in those experiences and the people that you did them with, things like that, that's just what makes life really exciting. So sharing with the ones that you love, and creating new exciting experiences, exploring, seeing new things. I strive to do that as much as possible, and just love being part of it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, you said you love exploring people and hearing more of what makes them move forward in life on a single day, and that it invigorates you, right? That it gives you a lot of new ideas and in a way a stimulation, right? That we have a more vibrancy in our life. So how can people reach you best to work together, and how can you then help so that you can help them create a beautiful logo, t-shirt, cap, glass?
Yeah, the easiest way would be at 1-800-TShirts. So you can go to the website, 1-800-TShirts.com. The Instagram, Facebook handles, all social media is at 1-800-TShirts. Same with the phone number, just call 1-800-TShirts and we'd be happy to help you. Personally, my Instagram is at Tom Rauen 24/7 and just happy to help wherever I can.
Oh, super. So everyone, you're in good hands. And also just for advice, or you're just starting out and you're envisioning similar to us here and moving to Oneness, right? With the logo, and it'll be on t-shirts going around the world, or glasses, because it's medicine. Symbols are medicine. They do create, they code the water as your symbols, maybe that you carry on your t-shirt, provide energy for you as well. So don't underestimate that. If you don't have an idea to print it, just paint it yourself on the t-shirt or on your glass. So become creative, see what can be done. Go to Tom, ask him, or connect with me. I've painted so much, done so many logos on so many different things. To bring out who you are and to find out more of who you are, and to build your community around your mission, because you come with love. And maybe you want to share all of this a little bit with us on the Facebook group, Moving to Oneness. You're always welcome there. And otherwise, I thank you, Tom, for taking the time to speak with us this morning. For me, it's afternoon. And everyone around the world, I wish you a wonderful time. This is Meilin, the host of the Moving to Oneness show. Bye-bye.